nobody waiting. Big surprise. We're
Hmm.
such cool guys. So, anyway, what's up, everybody? Or nobody. David here, Virginia Slim. We got Falling Steel here with us, and we're going to talk about some competition stuff, some cool stuff coming up, maybe some gear and things, and we'll just kind of see what we get into, go from there. Cool if I use your first name on the stream.
This falling steel's good.
Okay, cool deal. All right, first thing I wanted to ask you is, how did you get into guns? Like, how long have you been shooting, competing? How did you first, develop a passion or an interest for firearms?
So when I was younger, it wasn't really something my family did. I would run around the yard playing with sticks, pretending to shoot things. And I don't know, it was like sort of something ingrained in me at birth. I don't know, but I remember getting a rubber band gun, and the first sort of marksmanship thing I ever did was shooting horse flies at this campground we went to. They were all over the wall, so I would load this rubber band gun up and I would shoot the horse flies off the wall. And I remember some people there commenting like, "Holy smokes! Like you're hitting those things with a rubber band gun and killing them." And I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't want them biting me." They were like, you need to do something." Like you got skills. Um, so then, I mean, life kind of happened. Go to school. As soon as I turned 18 to get a gun, I got a rifle, and that was sort of where it started. Just paper and targets, and like 100 yards away, trying to get small groups. So it was only kid 700. And then when I turned 21, I got my first pistol, and I still really wasn't like into it. It was just something to have. Um, and then one day, my buddy took me to a Falling Steel match, and I was hooked because it was just so much fun. Like imagine like you go to the fair and it's like that shooting gallery with all the ducks that go back and forth. It's fairly two dimensional, but you just try and knock them down as fast as you can. And I was hooked. Paper was boring. As soon as I started shooting steel, it was on. So I've been doing it for this will be my fifth year, like really competitively. So that's sort of how I got into it.
Yep. Yeah. So my immediate family, like mom and dad, dad had a gun when him and mom got married. Mom was like, "Oh, you got to get rid of that, right? You need to get rid of that, get rid of the motorcycle, all that kind of stuff." And so that was the end of that. No, none of that. But my grandfather was a auxiliary police officer, deputy sheriff here in Spotsylvania, where I still live. And so he had a real he was I wouldn't say a gun nut, but he was a gunner's mate in the Navy, and because he liked to shoot, he told me they had like unlimited practice with the M1911s on the deck of the ship when they weren't on duty, and so he liked to shoot. Uh, some of my best memories with him are actually shooting. We only got to shoot maybe once or twice a year as I was growing up and stuff. Oh, sorry. 4608, man. Sorry to hear that, bro. Can you see the comments falling
Yeah, I
still?
can. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I'm lucky enough to still have both my parents currently, but yeah, I've had a few friends that have recently lost their fathers, like in the last year or two. My cousin actually, my uncle just passed away, and I know it's been hard for my cousin because I didn't get a chance to go and actually get him out to some matches and stuff so we could do some stuff together. We spent a lot of time in the woods as kids playing army men, right? And acorns and slingshots,
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing. So that was a lot of fun. But anyway, the big thing. you know, before I even got into video games, before I got the first Xbox, is, you know, my parents always took me to gun shows. So at the old Dale City VFW, there's one there, and then there's a place off 17 called Hugo's. It used to be a roller skate rink, and they had the Virginia Gun Traders show there. And so I was around the gun nuts, you know, in the 90s, you know, during the militia
Oh,
and all that. And so I talked to all manner of crazy gun people. And then when I got my first Xbox, Call of Duty, right? And going to all the gun shows, not being able to buy anything, and I did have a job, so you know I worked on my aunt and uncle's farm when I was younger, and so like I would have at the end of the summer, I would have a decent amount of money usually, and well, somebody says muted. I hope we're not. I don't think we're muted. I'm probably quiet. Sorry, I'll try and speak up.
yeah.
But yeah, so I got to go to the gun shows, and I would always ask like, "Oh, Grant, you know, hey, like, dude, I remember when SKSs were $30, and I'm like, oh, that's so insanely cool. Grant, can we get one, and you'll hold on to it for me, right? And we'll take it out, and we'll shoot it." And he's like, it was always, oh, I'll have to talk to your mom. And so when we get back from the show, it was like, hey, can you talk to my mom about buying me a rifle? And it was just like always just immediately shut down, kind of. So, yeah, so that's once I finally turned 18 myself. You know, I think the first time I bought was when I was 21, and sadly by that time they were no longer like 29.99. They were like I paid $110 for my first one when I was 18 or so, maybe 19. But yeah, and then I think I waited an extra year once I got my once I turned 21. I think I had a pistol, but I didn't end up getting my concealed carry permit till I was like 22 and started carrying like religiously. Just because I was convinced I was going to be John McClane and Die Hard, you know, because movies have a big influence for my own personal, you know, interest in guns and that kind of thing. So that's kind of how I got bit by the bug, and I've got a couple of my grandpa's guns. I don't know how fast the stream's going to get shut down if we start doing show and tell here. But like,
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to touch them, but they can be in the background.
But yeah, I've got my grandfather's Model 13 Smith and Wesson service revolver and a 7.65 millimeter Mauser. Um, and I've also got the Ithaca Model 4922 single shot lever action that my dad and all my uncles learned to shoot on when they were kids. And so I usually take that out about once a year and put a few rounds through it. And, it's always a nice feeling because that's the first gun I ever shot when I was a kid.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah. So let me hop back on our thing here. So you know, I just kind of went off on a tangent there, but so do you have any non-gun hobbies? Anything else interesting you're into?
Not really. Um, it's pretty much always. I don't have time for other stuff, unfortunately. I mean, it's pretty life consuming at this point. It's like every weekend. When it's not the weekend, I'm you know, going to the range to practice after work, or re-zero after training or something like that. So um yeah, and then the travel too. So like I'm always away from matches. I was up in Long Island 2 weeks ago. That was a fun match. But yeah, no other hobbies. I don't know if I could afford it anyway, even if I did at the time.
Yep. I feel you. The money's definitely a thing for me. So like, one of my side gig at the moment, especially till I get through the rest of my training for new job and stuff. My side gig is shooting commercial fireworks, and so you just mentioned Long Island. I'll be up there like, what is it? Labor Day, Memorial Day. I'll be up in Long Island shooting commercial fireworks like bigger than my head. So
That's awesome.
and I met those guys. Guess where? Shooting competition, right? And so,
Wow, that's cool.
so yeah, you always meet the coolest people and stuff. But so how long like like 5 years, 6 years? How long have you been competing, training?
Yeah, seriously, it's going on my 50th. I'm about halfway through my fifth year. Yeah.
So, um, have you taken any really great training, or any training from like really notable trainers, or do you have any like notable mentors,
Not really.
or
Kind of just all self-taught. I,
I
my dad wasn't super into it. I mean, he was in the military, and we would go out once in a while to shoot, but it wasn't like it's not the same passion that I have. It's just kind of like he has them, and he goes out once in a while for fun. And that's kind of the way I grew up. But then once I went to the first match, I was like, all right, I want to get better at this. I'm hooked.
yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think like, so my first match came in 2020, but I got real serious about my concealed carry stuff, and yeah, I know Ariel, my audio is probably really low, and I'm gonna work on getting a Bluetooth mic here soon because there's gonna be more lives on the way. Um, so about 2017, I think I was about 26 or 27, and I had to renew my concealed carry permit. I recently had suffered, well, I didn't suffer, but I lost a friend, somebody I used to work with every day.
Mm.
He was tragically killed in, at the time, what we thought was like a firearms accident. Um, the guy in the truck with him has now been indicted for multiple charges related to his death. And so
Oh,
that didn't come till like 2022, like years after the fact. But when I thought it was something accidental, I was like, I wondered to myself, if there was something, because I was that guy already, right, the gun guy, and so I wondered if there was something that, man, maybe I could have told him something about having a holster, or something about like there's a whole lot of details, and I'm gonna probably make a video talking about this in the future. If you can see up here in the gun cabinet there's a little wooden penguin, and right up. So yeah, sorry, my finger's big. Right above my finger there. That's
oh, okay.
So yeah, and we worked at a salvage yard together. He found that in a car one day, and he brought it to me, and I said, "Dude, I love it, but why?" And he goes, "'Cause you have ducks." And I said, "Bro, this is a penguin." And he just started laughing. He goes, "Yeah, it is a penguin." And he was a really bright dude. He was a few years younger than me, but the kind of person that always had a smile on his face, and sadly was in not so great of a situation, hanging out with some people that I tended to not really talk to or speak with. And so I looked I looked for some like concealed carry training, and I ended up going to an FPF training class, and that ended up being really cool. I met some really cool people there. The guy John Murphy at FPF, he now runs Citizen Defender. He he, he was talking about how he constantly took classes from other instructors. He kind of taught stuff in his niche, but also brought in other instructors to teach other things that he wasn't as knowledgeable about. And I was like, that sounds cool. And so before I knew it, it was like almost like a class a month,
Oh
and doing
wow.
a lot of and yeah, and doing a lot of shit because he was bringing in all these great people, and it was just like, oh man, like people like Greg Ellifritz. That's how I originally found out about people like Cecil Birch. He hosts Masada Yub a few times a year, and so I just became a training junkie. Um, and then I met this really big cornball who is now one of the he's now the acting at the moment match director at Origin, and I found out that he had this meme page on Facebook that was like tactical, gun related humor, and me and him hit it off. And next thing I know, we're going to classes and stuff together, and staying in seedy motels and all sorts of weird stuff. And so my first match was actually Range Masters Tactical Conference Midwinter Pistol Match, and I actually placed pretty well. It's the shortest match I ever shot. It was literally 2 rounds.
Okay.
It's so many people go. Um, Basically, you drew and fired 2 rounds from concealment as fast as you could at a B8 at I think 10, maybe 7 yards average gunfight, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how I placed because I was part of TacCon is they have the match, but then they have all these defensive instructors there, and so we're like taking all these like modules from different instructors and stuff, and that was really cool. And then John Murphy was there, and he comes up and he's like, "Meritorious fist bump," and I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "You did really good in the match," and I'm like, "Really?" And so I placed like 30th out of like maybe 150 or more of like some of the best defensive tactics instructors in the country. And
Nice. That's
I mean,
awesome.
you could always flub a draw. I remember Tim Chandler seeing his name label on mine, and I was like, "What?" Because he's like won TacCon multiple times, and he was like, "Oh yeah, got caught on my shirt, had a crappy grip, and hey, I get it. It happens. You saw my performance last month. It was nothing to nothing to get a whole lot of views on YouTube over. But yeah, so then the guy that I had met through classes, he was like, "Hey, there's these matches up in West Virginia," and I went to one, and that was it. I met Ken Bloxton at Origin Shooting, and he was transformational. Just watching him shoot, taking some practices with him and stuff, and my skill level went from like decent level to, and I feel like I've kind of plateaued, but it's a journey, right? It's not a destination. Just like
It's always,
so
yeah.
many things, it's like you're not ever gonna learn everything. You could always learn more,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but I don't feel like I'll ever be done. So do you normally carry like do you have an EDC?
Yeah. So it used to be a Glock 19. Um, Now it's 43X
Okay.
with it has a dot on it, Hollow Sun, and then I always run a light. Uh, I had a bad experience. I used to work night shift, and was always getting into weird situations. Like I'd be at Sheets, and then some like punks would like spit on my car for no reason, like with like chew spit because I was with like a cute girl at the time, and then they were just being stupid, and like I don't know, like I had everything on me, but you can't exactly do anything. But like that's just an instance of like a weird thing that happened to me. Like another thing was I was driving home from work one night, and I come up over this hill, and there's a cow in the middle of the street. It's like 4 a.m. and I like swerve to avoid it. I park over in the farmers like parking like in front of their barn. Because their house is on one side and their barn's on the other. So I park my car and then I walk up the hill. I'm like, oh, it was a small cow. I'll be able to get it over. I got up to it and I was like, there's no way I'm moving this thing. Like it might be a baby cow, but it's still like it's huge. So I'm like doing this and it's running away from me and I get it to go into the fence. So it's back in the field. The mom was there, everything was good. So I'm walking down. Again, 4 in the morning, dark out. I see someone walking around down there, like around my car. I'm like, oh, that's the farmer. I'll go down there and tell them. And so, like, again, still have my stuff on me. And I walk down, and as soon as I get down there, I said, hey, excuse me. And I get a shotgun right at me. And he says, don't move, don't do anything. And I just threw my hands up and I was like, no, I'm a good guy. You had a cow, it got out, and like I explained the situation. He like walks up on me and then he lowers the shotgun and I explained the story. Like, hey, you had a cow, I almost hit it. I was trying to help get it back where it's supposed to be. And yeah, like it was a weird dude. No, thank you. Just like he just goes, you have no idea what goes on around here, and then walks back in the house, and I just drove away. And I was like, all right,
Homie thought you were trying to get some new cowskin boots or something.
yeah, yeah. So like again, conceal. Like I see people open carrying, but like, could you imagine if I was open carrying in that situation and he saw that?
Oh yeah,
Completely justified. He could have made up whatever he wanted.
yeah.
So
With
that's
the gun in
like,
your hand, all that. I mean,
yeah, those people that walk around with it open, silly, 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 silly stuff. The
yeah,
worst situation I had was I was living with my mom. Again, I'm working night shift, so like I'm up at night. It was maybe like a Friday, Saturday. I was off work at the time, so I walk out to go to the store to get milk. Literally a 10-second or 10-minute run, less than 10 minutes. I would have been there, got it, came back, less than 10 minutes. Still grab my piece. So I pitch black, walk outside. Someone has a flashlight looking in by mom's car, and I was like, hey, whoa, stop! Who are you? What are you doing here? And he turns to me and goes, well, who the fuck are you? And I said, nope. And that was the one and only time I ever drew my gun on someone, but I didn't have a light. My light malfunctioned and I took it off and I was like, I'll get another one. I'll get around to it. Worst decision of my life because right now I get a light in my eyes. I can't see anything. I know he's a bigger dude than me. He's very close, about 7 yards. My back's up against the garage door now, so I have nowhere to run, and I can't see what he has. Very scary situation, but he's looking at the barrel of my gun, so I mean, probably scary for him too. He goes, "You ain't gonna shoot nobody," and I said, "The fuck I won't." And we stared at each other. It felt like forever. I mean, it's crazy how time slowed down. I was like, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I'm gonna need to get a lawyer. I'm gonna, I could possibly go to jail. They're gonna clear my gun. It's gonna be the expensive lawyer fees. Like like all that went through my head in split second. Split
So,
second.
without being too specific, I'm assuming you're kind of closer to the city than like.
At this time, no, it's suburbs. Suburbs, not really in the city at all. Like nice area, quiet. Is very strange. Yeah, and yeah, I never would have thought. I mean, you never think it'll happen to you, but there it was. So we're here. It's like, well, he's blinding me with the light, and then I'm, standing there like this. I mean, if he would have taken one step, I mean, that would have been it. But I can't see if he has a gun or a knife or whatever. I can't see anything. Like, I shoot an unarmed guy,
because
like
he's
I'm
basically
going,
blinding you.
yeah, like I'm going to jail. So I'm stuck there like this. If I knew he was unarmed, I'd feel a little bit easier, but I didn't know because I can't see. So, it was probably like 3 seconds, but it felt like an hour. I mean, it felt like forever. All those thoughts went through my head in like an instant.
Instantaneously, right?
Yeah. So he just all of a sudden runs. He turns around and runs away, and then I turn around and run back in the house, and I get my shotgun and go back out with a light. And he was long gone. Called the police. They came. They couldn't do anything. Obviously, I had no way of identifying him. I didn't see what he looked like. I could just tell him about his build. That was about it. So yeah. So from then on, the light is the number one thing that goes on my weapon. That is, bad things happen at night, and you have to be able to sleep. You have to be able to identify. And anyone who says otherwise, oh, you don't need anything, just run it stock. Like, my experience is different.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah,
at least you need a
definitely.
light.
Yeah. So generally for me, so like I do have the X300.
Yep, good.
It currently only goes on my gun when I know I'm going to be shooting a low light match.
Okay, that's not as good.
So I'm generally always carrying a handheld too, though. We see a lot of really weird, terrible gun handling from police officers
Yes, it's
in
concerning.
body cam videos where they're searching around with the gun, and it's just like, hey, I guess if you're in that job and you can do that, then and not go to jail for pointing a gun at people, but for us, that's aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Um, but no, I've almost always got a handheld. At the very least, I've got a 700 lumen little tip two night core on my keychain, right? And so, which back when I bought my first Surefire back in like '06, like 20 years ago, that 700 lumen little thing that was the size of like a matchbox would have been like a lightsaber, and it still is kind of a lightsaber for its size and stuff. But yeah, I really don't have a whole lot. Like I've never had to draw my CCW, um, but I also am like a generally pretty boring dude. Um, if I had ever gotten into one of those kind of situations, it probably would have been from like a woman that I was with running her mouth and starting some shit. So very,
That's
very
just bad
rarely
news.
now for a long time single, and don't plan on changing that up at all. And so, but yeah, I did actually. So when we met last month at Origin, I didn't have this story because this literally just happened to me about a week ago. And so I've got a Fredericksburg City Police Department detective's card sitting on my thing next to my computer
Mm.
because I had to send him some surveillance video from one of my home cameras.
Oh wow, interesting.
So if you look up bank robbers, or well, it wasn't a bank robbery, but there's a Chase Bank a few miles from my house, next to a Wegmans. These two fine young gentlemen had were planning on selling something on Facebook Marketplace. The victim that didn't know they were a victim at that point drove them to that ATM, got out money, and then they pulled out a gun and robbed him.
Wow.
So I'm sitting in my bedroom. My mom lives with me, and I was literally trying to film a video, and I never finished filming it because things just got kind of nuts, and I was really interested in what was going on outside the front of my house. I go out there, and I'm on a cul-de-sac. There's literally like 12 cop cars, and and they're
Oh,
tossing this Volkswagen Passat. And anyway, I'm like, holy crap. I get on my home camera thing and start recording. And then I'm like, well, wait, this is dumb. I need to roll it back and get like the whole thing. So I see the car pull up in the cul-de-sac. They stop halfway up the cul-de-sac, and one of them gets out and then runs over to the ditch and kneels down and is like doing something, like, gardening or something, right? And so anyway, they get back in the car, they pull up, and they circle around, and they park in front of like one of my neighbor's houses. Just had gone up for sale, and it's now, I think, sold. But anyway, so they park there, and then like just then the deputy like almost rolls by the bottom of the cul-de-sac, then he stops, backs up, and then speeds up the cul-de-sac and like stops right in front of their car, flips the lights on, and then like literally 30 seconds later there's like 12 cop cars like total. And so I'm watching this whole thing unfold. We thought it could have possibly had something to do with somebody in that house or somebody that used to live there, but that ended up not being the case. But anyway, when one of the cops was walking back to his car, I was like, hey, come here. I want to tell you something real quick. I just said, hey, have anything to do with the people that live there? Because, they're my neighbors and stuff, and we're not like super friendly, but like I know them. The guy that lived there is a nice guy. Never really had much interaction with his wife or his kids, even though they're kind of around my age-ish, a little younger. But anyway, he goes, oh yeah, this was an incident that started in Fredericksburg, and I'm in Spotsy. So I'm like, oh, well, did you get what they ditched down the street? And he's like, huh? And and I'm like, yeah, I got a camera and I rolled it back, and I looked down the cul-de-sac. I'm like, yeah, right there behind the last patrol car in the ditch. You need to go look around that area. And so they found the gun that they used to rob.
wow.
And so then of course my mom, who's like 70 and could barely walk and stuff. She's like after the fact, she's like, oh my god. She's like, if they had just came up and knocked on the door, I would have opened it. And I'm like, oh man, that would have been bad for everybody.
Right, yeah.
And so she's still doing a little bit of learning here and there. But yeah, so that was pretty wild. And but yeah, like you know, it's still comforting even if it's not comfortable, right? And I was definitely I've definitely been in situations where so like I used to deliver parts, and in all over Virginia, DC, Maryland, and it's probably not the most politically correct thing, but you know you're not going to catch me with my pants down. you know and so and then other stuff I did for the salvage yard was when I was cashier there for like the U-Pick part of the yard. We had you know we had this I forget exactly, it was like an ATM machine that paid out the money for the people that sold us cars, and
Hmm.
but the dust at the yard had that thing malfunctioning like every other day. So eventually it's just like sitting there. And so I would end up paying out for all the cars. So we
Oh,
bought like 150 cars a week. So
yeah,
it was an average of
that's
like 12, 13 cars, sometimes as much as 20 a day at anywhere between like maybe 175 to like maybe $700. So most people probably have no idea, but I was starting my till on a normal Monday. I started my till with like 10 grand in the drawer, and on the
yeah.
weekends it was like 20. And we did at one point have armed security, but then the lawyers found out that we had armed security, and they were like, "Whoa!" And so I'm like, "That's all right. I don't need armed security. I got me security." And so so yeah, luckily, I never had to deal with any crazy, nobody running in masks or anything like that. We definitely dealt with a lot of theft, people stealing catalytic converters. I jumped in front of a car one time when somebody was doing something really dumb, and that was dumb on my part, putting myself into that situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tales from the Junkyard will probably maybe be another video for sometime in the future, because there's definitely a few there. But yeah, so like that's I've and plus I feel like I got enough good training from enough really smart people that were like, hey, don't put yourself in these situations. Like, like when the sun goes down, go the hell to bed. Like, oh hey, that's a fantastic idea. Like, not a bad idea at all. Cool. And so yeah. Plus, I've got kids now. I don't go out to the bar. I don't drink very often. I'm definitely drinking a little, Flint, Flint, Michigan tap water here right now. But I'm, the four S's, right? Don't go to stupid places with stupid people, do stupid shit, and stupid times or something. I think that's all four of them. But yeah, so that's, but so getting putting the spotlight back on you. So what are the differences in your concealed carry gear versus your competition stuff?
Yeah, it's wow, it's night and day. Um, so like with concealed carry, it's all about knowing no one's supposed to know you got it. So I'm running in the waistband, like I got the claw on it, so it pulls the handle in and hides it a lot better. I can get away with like a t-shirt, no one knows. With the competition stuff, it's all about accessibility. So external holster, you know, not completely covering the gun. It's just covering the trigger and it's easy to get to, so you can kind of pull it out and swing it up, rather than in the waistband you have to pull the gun completely out before you like tilt it up.
Yeah.
No flashlight on my um competition gun. And then my mag holders are on the outside. I'll always tuck my shirt in so I can access everything on my belt as fast as possible. So, night and day differences between everyday carry and when I'm at a match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, your level of performance at the match. So like I've seen your videos shooting online, and I'm like, whoa, like that dude's pretty fucking fast. But watching you shoot in person was something else, man.
Really, it
You
wasn't
know,
good. I need to go back. Like I was not happy. I fumbled a lot. Reloads were
dude,
stupid. I missed more than I should have. But it was my first time being there.
you took
So
second and third place.
yeah, but I I know what my level was at, and that was
Oh
below
snap!
my
Hey,
yeah.
we got Ken Bloxton in the chat there. What's going
Oh,
on,
that's
Ken? How you
awesome.
doing, man?
What's up?
Very cool,
That's
bro.
cool.
So so for everyday carrier concealed, appendix or 4 o'clock.
Appendix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of fast. Not that 4 o'clock can't be, but I think all the tactical Timmies are generally, um, you know, it's just like all the serious guys. It's like, yeah, appendix carry, red dot, full size gun. Now like we're getting into the world of like, yeah, everybody's got a light and a comp. I
Yeah.
feel like the lights kind of they waver. Like we'll go through like those that cyclic nature of things where people end up getting like lights will get popular due to like a specific like trainer, YouTuber, instructor talking about how you gotta have a light on the gun all the time. And so my personal thing with the light is, like I said, like I've got concealment gear for my light setup. And so once the time changes, usually the light goes on the gun because I'm
Mm.
more apt to be out in the dark. You know that time
Right.
of year, right? And we'll see with this coming career change here as I'm kind of switching gears. We'll see how the gear kind of continues to evolve because it always is when you're always shooting, always training, always competing. And I compete with my carry gear. If I'm not like you know, for our low light match, we have to use OWB stuff at origin shooting for safety reasons. Don't want anybody appendix holstering a loaded gun like in the dark, like just you know. Oh yeah, that's a great idea, Ken. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yep. No no. I mean, hey, if you want to
Especially if
make
you
it
have a
really
save.
safe, do it with a 320, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, not to make light of any recent situations that have been in the news or any of that kind of stuff, because there's definitely been some kind of somber things that have happened recently. But you know, to kind of switch gears and get back to like the nerdy stuff, especially since we got Ken here in the chat. So we were chatting earlier this morning, sending each other links to matches, and you were like, "Hey, Blue Ridge Mountains of Steel," and I was like, "What is that?" And now I'm signed up, but I know it's like a 3 day thing. But if you want to talk a little bit more about that, about the Blue Ridge Sportsman's Club and all that kind of stuff, I'm really interested to hear all
Yeah.
about it.
So I'm wearing the shirt right now. So it's a
Oh, very cool.
yeah, three-day event. It's at my home club. I'll be there every day. My girlfriend will be helping in the kitchen. It's a good time. Uh, 500 signups. That was last year. We're hoping to get more this year, so we'll see what happens. But tons of giveaways. So there's lots of guns. Rugers coming with their sponsored shooters. McGinty and Hasso. They're like amazing shooters. Uh, then IWI last year they gave away a bunch of Jerichos, like the steel, like full frame ones. So that's awesome. One of my
Those are
friends won
great.
one of those. Super cool. Vortex donates uh what's their new RMR that has like a big window in it?
I'm not
I
gonna lie.
forget what
I've been
that's
shooting
called.
my Acro P2 for like 5 years, and so I haven't the
Yeah,
one gun I
it's
got
not.
that it comes on the new Glock, so I'm like I don't I haven't had the need to nerd out about like all the new dots coming out because I'm continues to not die. So
Yeah, I forget what it's
I think
called, but
Nexus Defender maybe. I know
I think you're right. I think it is the Defender.
I know I've heard
Yeah.
Gunslinger talking about that, and you know other people here and there, and you know, and I always see new stuff at matches, and people are like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "I don't know anything about that."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shooting an Acro
Always,
P2.
yeah. There's always some new piece of gear out there.
Yeah, oh yeah. It just you know. Yep. And
But yeah, Vortex gives those away. Someone from up in Canada won last year. But yeah, it's all over the East Coast. I mean, people come from Massachusetts, down from South Carolina, Virginia, obviously all the surrounding states, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Ohio. A group of guys rent a van and come in from Michigan. It's just a great time. Good companies there, Noveski, D2 Customs, again, Ruger, IWI. Um, I'm hoping because down the street, about 20 minutes, is the PSA shootout. That's another really big shootout. Otter Creek Labs sponsored that one. So I'm not sure who all the sponsors will be, but I let the guys at Otter Creek Labs know about our big match at the end of the year, so I'm hoping they show up there. They seem to enjoy the PSA shootout, but it's 6 stages of falling steel. It's more targets than our monthly matches. It's about maybe like 32 to 35 targets. Weird targets, like targets you've never seen, never shot at. There's one plate rack that's like a bunch of fingers going up, and then there's plates that hang off the side, and they kind of swing off like a dueling tree. There's a Polish plate rack that's fairly standard. Star that's pretty standard.
It's a fun one.
But I'm hoping this new plate rack comes out. The match director is talking to me about. He's building it. It's basically so there'll be plates on the ends of the fingers, and then they kind of do this, but it's a whole rack, and they're all different sizes. So some of them are long and swinging slow, and some of them are short and swinging fast, and they cross over each other. So that sounds fun and challenging. I'm hoping he has that set up. And then we have our sliders, which they just slide down the post after you hit them. Then we have a ton of those there. And then there's like a chicken and egg one with like angled racks. And if you've never shot an angled rack, it throws you off. Like you can smoke one that goes straight across, but when it angles, either which way, it throws you off. I don't know what it is. I gotta slow down for those.
We're talking about like angled up or like
Yep, it's both. They have some that angle up and some that angle down, and then it's different targets. So some of them are egg shaped, so they're shaped like this, and then the other ones are chicken shaped and they're shaped like this. So you'll hit an egg and then you'll shoot right over the top of the chicken, and then you shoot another egg, go back, shoot over the top of the chicken again because you're used to shooting the tall eggs. There's a bowling pin stage where it's like imagine looking straight at a bowling pins set up in a line, 10, one, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll have two of those and then some knockdown targets in the middle. Some of them are front falling, so you have to move on because if you wait for them to fall, because they go back and then they fall down. So you can't sit there and wait, and you got to just hit them and move on. But yeah, a lot of steel. It's always a good time. Uh, Good food there. Good people. Just really solid people. It's going to be a good match.
Yeah, so I'm registered unlimited division optics, and I'm squadding with you. So good to see you burn them down again. That should be a good time, man. Shooting with you Friday morning, I think, and I'll probably kick it for the rest of the weekend. Hang out, try and win some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's all random. So like, I'm not sure they're going to change how they do the prizes this year. I'm not sure. Last year you would get it in your bag, so if you won a gun, it would be like a certificate. They did it all pre-hand. They had a randomizer, and if you got it, you got the certificate in your bag, and then it would be like so and so registering. Okay, here's your bag, and then you'd have a red dot in there, or a certificate for like $200 off Hunter's Gold glasses or something like that. So, but then there's also a Lewis class payout as well. So, like the first, like I don't remember if it was 4 or 5 people, get it like incrementally down. So it'd be like $200 for first place, and then maybe 175 for second, and then maybe like 100 for third, and 75 for fourth. And then it would skip like maybe 15 people, and then that person would get maybe it was less. It was maybe like 175, and then 100, and then so even I've seen the person in last place get paid. Now it wasn't much. It was like $17, but like everyone kind of has a change, so it's kind of cool.
if I can't ever find an ammo sponsor, getting a little bit of a kickback in cash, that's
Right. Yeah,
um,
it's a good time.
but no, very cool. And so, well, I don't know if we still got Ken in the viewership here or not, or if he's going to drop some more silly comments. But we'll definitely talk about. So, what did you think about the first Origin shooting match you came to?
Oh, it was awesome. It was what I expected it to be. I just didn't perform as well as I feel like I should have, and I'm ready to go back and do a little bit better now that I know what I identified the mistakes. It's
Yeah.
kind of how the channel got started. I just worked off my phone. I don't have a computer, and I needed a way to look back to see, oh, I messed up here. How do I fix this? So I just started uploading on YouTube because I could get the storage off my phone, and then I could rewatch it and say, "Oh, I messed up here. I messed up here." And people just started watching, so I just kept posting and trying to improve. So yeah, it's fun. It wasn't really meant to be anything, but now I think I have like 7,000 subscribers now, so people must like it, I guess.
So yeah, I hate to admit it. There was not a lot of people watching me actually shooting stages, and the reason I have like over 1,000 subs, like something like 900 plus of them, came from this one viral video of me shooting my PSA AR9 with the super safety just into
Yeah,
the berm, like brrr. And then there's this guy over on the other bay, and he was helping break down, and we had already
he
broke
says,
down
"I'm
the stage.
next."
And so yeah, I'm next. I'm
That's
next.
all.
And
That's
but man, if anybody knows who that guy is, he said that like some instructor nicknamed him Hot Rod. Please, I want to find that guy so bad because he was his energy was like so far past mine that like I can't wait to see him again and be like, hey, thanks for the 4 million views and the like 900 plus subscribers
yeah, that's
because
crazy.
I owe that guy like more than a case of beer.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, he made that video. Well, like I mean, I edited it and put the little text on the screen and stuff. But when it like zoomed past 100,000, I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
then like that was like almost 4 months ago now, and now it's like about to hit, or it went over 4 million, and it has like another 80,000 now, and I'm like, how are people still watching this? Like, I feel like I'm shadow banned too because I post some stuff and it's just like you've got 23 views, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's crazy. You like have more. I think my total number of views on all my videos is like 4.5 million, maybe.
that algorithm, man, it's weird.
That's crazy. I need to
It's
figure it
like
out.
it's like a crapshoot, man. It's like you could all you got to do is get some crazy dude to yell from the next bay like some wild stuff, and like boom, YouTube. Well, not quite YouTube famous, but hey, we'll see.
I've had some of that where people say something. They'll say something smart to me. They'll say show off or something like that. Like some lady called me a show off, but I don't get that lucky. I had like probably my most viewed video maybe has like 700,000. It was of a good stage though. Like I smoked the whole stage, and then I did Texas Star, no misses. Um, and then I had a pistol with a drum mag on it, so it's like kind of me missed. I don't know. It was funny.
It's like that Lee Ermey from as the drill instructor in Full Metal Jacket. What
Yeah,
the is that?
yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, they see the drum mag and they're expecting like horrible shooting because that's typically what's associated with it. And just smoked it at stage, and it was not a big match too, so that was cool. But um, yeah, that short good one.
So you should this might be terrible advice, but if you just want like to add a ton of subscribers, it might be great advice. Try taking your sights and optics off of your PCC and then just dumping it into the berm, and I'll yell some smart stuff from like the next day over, and we'll see what happens.
Perfect.
Either that, or if you live somewhere like out in the woods where you could just like bust something out the window. I see stuff with the craziest amount of views, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I'm not
like
posting
things
that
happen
on my
like
channel.
that.
That's crazy.
Well, hey, if you come do the night shoot at Origin, or if anytime we do the camping thing at Origin, we could shoot at night until maybe reasonable times, maybe all night long. It's kind of depends. I don't think anybody's going to come back there and bother us shooting.
Yeah.
We definitely, we do the night match and stuff. Speaking of that, and since I think Ken's still here, we're gonna do a little shill for Origin Shooting real quick. So, Origin Shooting hosts matches at Echo Valley Training Center. This is on the West Virginia line. So the first Saturday of every month, so the first Sunday of every month we have a pistol match. The night before that we have a low light match where you can bring your night vision or your white light, either weapon mounted or handheld. And so you can find that on Practice Core searching Origin. We also just started two gun matches, and those are the second Sunday of each month. And I didn't get to shoot last month, but I went and took a whole bunch of video, and so I'm hoping to see some really cool edits come in from all that footage I got, because I got some really great shots of some really cool stuff. And
That's
so
cool. Now, when you say two gun, is it rifle calibers or
yep,
is it? Yep. Okay.
yep.
Cool.
So yeah, handgun, and then I think nothing pistol caliber, but I mean, I guess technically, if you wanted to, you could shoot like a 243 deer rifle. For the rifle portion, you might be a
That'd
little
be
slow
funny.
on the up close stuff. But yeah, of course, all the information is on pistols and rifles. Targets out to 400 yards. Basically, from
Oh
40
wow,
yards out to 400.
that's far. I built. Let me move the camera here. So I built this one here specifically for two gun, but it's an SBR, so I have to get Daddy's permission. But yeah, I built that one specifically for two gun. This was my two gun, so you can see the offset now. So I had my A qual for longer shots and then a dot for closer ones. But I'm gonna get this one set up for two gun, and then I'm getting a holster made for my open Glock so I can run that. Uh, it
You got to
needs.
make a deal with Safariland.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's with the frame mount. I don't think anything's gonna fit in there, but it definitely needs to be level two if I'm gonna be crawling around and stuff. So
Highly recommended.
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't seen a
it's
gun fall out of a holster in a while, but we did we did have somebody. I want to say it's not too long ago. It was probably sometime in 2024. His Cobra buckle on his belt just gave up, and luckily he was shooting his PCC and he didn't need any more ammo. It's like, but all of a sudden his belt's just like on the ground, and of course his gun stayed in the holster, and everybody's like, "Is that a DQ?" It's like, no, gun's still in the holster.
his belt's just on the ground. That's funny.
I don't know if there's any footage of that, but that would probably make a pretty good YouTube short.
Yeah, that's funny.
But and also like I was talking to you about, you got to come down to Ravenna Rifle and Pistol Club in Charlottesville. They got a
Yeah,
really cool match down there. They got a bunch of cool stuff they do. Sadly, I've only been able to get out to their pistol match. That is the second Saturday of every month. Search RRPC on Practice Score, or you can go to Ravenna Rifle Pistol Club. I think it's .org.com. Just search Ravenna Rifle Pistol Club on the Google thing, and they have a whole calendar full of really cool events. They have a fantastically cool facility out there.
Hmm.
They have really nice trap ski things. They do cowboy action shooting, which I am such a nerd about. I need to get another 1851 Navy repro so I can go do the duelist thing.
yeah,
I forget what it's called when you do the black powder cap and ball versus like cartridge guns. But I want to make some smoke and bang some steel too, because
yeah. That always looked like fun.
and so yeah, so that's where Virginia Slim that's where Virginia Slim came from.
Okay.
I tried to pick Ken's brain about some cowboy gear. He's just like, come up with a name yet? And I'm like, nah, man, I want to talk about guns and stuff. And he's just like, well, from Virginia, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, how about Virginia Slim?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, it's like old lady cigarettes." I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke, but no, I don't smoke no Virginia Slims." And then like I think two or three people overheard, and they're like, "Oh no, no, that's great, that's great." And so currently waiting to have to rebrand once Virginia Slims or whoever owns them, Philip Morris or Winston Salem,
Yeah, maybe.
rabble rabble. We all know what happened to that really cool YouTube rapper Krispy Kreme. You know, his name is Froggy Fresh
Mm.
now because Krispy Kreme got a little upset with him. So, but yeah, another match. I don't know if I told you about this one. I think I sent you the link, but mid to late October, right around Halloween. How fitting! They're going to be having the Hesco Zombie 3 gun at Echo Valley Training Center. And so I'm not signed up yet. I just sent them an email today. I was like, "Hey, send me the info for this year." And so I did that last year. Videos are on my channel. I did pretty effing terrible, and for a multitude of reasons. I did really good on some of it, but if I had followed stage plans and directions better, I probably would have done better. So also, I did that like a month after I did Brutality, and I still had a cracked rib from falling at Brutality. And
Oof.
yeah, yeah, that video has got a couple views. Me falling and just hiking my 12.5 into the mud, suppressor and all. But yeah, it ended up being really cool. I met a lot of really cool people there. I know some people have had some concerns like, "Oh, it's unsafe. You're shooting steel really close in the shoot house," and it's just like, well, if you know that going in, can bring some frangible ammo, or at least just not jacketed ammo. And I think they have made a conscious effort to make things safer, keep things safer. Like for instance, you can't shoot certain targets really close with buckshot with shotgun, and so they had a few people DQ because they blasted a spinner at like 10 yards with buckshot. Whoops.
Oh goodness.
Or no, I think it was maybe a slug. I can't remember. Um,
Oh well, that's gonna destroy the place.
it's soft lead, you know.
That's a lot of energy getting dumped into
As long
this.
as they're not running like those crazy level 4 plate killer tungsten
Yeah.
shoe things. I've seen some pretty wild shotgun ammo out there. I was thinking maybe Dragon's Breath, you know, because zombies on fire is just the coolest thing,
Well, it would not be good. Set the whole place on fire.
but no, I think zombies going to be a cool thing this year. Even if I don't actually get to sign up and go and shoot, the company I work for that does pyrotechnics, both like proximate and aerial, they are friends with the guy that runs it, and so all those guys that I work with, they're going to be there ROing, and so really good group of folks, and really good safe as far as ROs go. Like they're good dudes and stuff. And so yeah, we'll see if I make it, if I'm ROing with them, or if I'm shooting as a competitor. But yeah, you ought to try and make it down to that one. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I have to get a shotgun. I don't have a good shotgun for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I saw some people running some really cheap shotguns, and you know, it's not super duper heavy on the shotgun. I mean, it does have to survive a few, maybe 100, 150, 200 rounds. You know, there's once you get the information, they tell you all about it and stuff. But, yeah, you got some time. It's like, you know, not till October, I think like 18th, 19th. So
Yeah.
it should definitely be a good time, though. A lot of cool people. I heard it gets a little wild at night, and so yeah. But are there any other matches you want to talk about, kind of plug or?
Not really. The PSA shootout's probably the biggest like falling steel match. Like Jerry Michalek's been there. Like big name people
Cool.
have been to that match. The 800 signups. I mean, that's a big one. That's early in the spring, usually around April time. But now they're doing monthly ones, so you can go there and basically practice for the PSA shoot. So you'll be shooting the same steel, same stages. The match director out there sets it up like the PSA shoot. It's crazy. It's so much work. I don't know why he goes so hard. He stakes the targets down. Like it's like a monthly match. Like that's crazy. But
So, just to clarify, the PSA shootout, that's Palmetto State Armory?
no, it's Palmyra Sportsman's Association. It's
Okay,
in
okay.
Palmyra, PA, and it's about 20 minutes away from Blue Ridge. This match, so it's two big clubs in the area that run monthly falling steel matches. That's how I can get a lot of content. I'm always at one or the other shooting.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the last comment there. Ken said he's got a shotgun you can borrow for Zombie.
Oh, that's perfect. I went to a gun shop today and they had the Jerry Mitchell shotgun there for like $900. I was like,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
why not?
I love you, Jerry Mikulek. You are a serious, true inspiration, sir. But please get away from what is it, Mossberg, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. It just had his name on it. And I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
cheap
I think
and
it's
like
like a
has his name on
940.
it.
So my buddy got one, and I was looking at them at one point, and they seem to not be all that great. A lot of people having issues with them. Um, One of the things
Hmm.
that I did during my course of being a like rabid training junkie was I took some shotgun training from Tim Chandler and Ashton Ray of 360 Performance Shooting. They were hosted by John Murphy at FPF Training, which is now Civilian Defender. But anyway, the consensus with those guys who did a lot of training with like Rob and Matt Hott was pump guns kind of suck, and they if you shoot them a lot, they kind of tend to. It's like a Harley; it beats itself and falls apart. But Tim had a gaggle basically of goose guns, right, and like 1301s, and he was like, "Yep, we shoot these things and we don't clean them, and every once in a while, I guess we'll lube them a little bit, but not really." And so yeah, like somewhere over here in the safe, there's an olive drab Langdon tactical version of a 1301 Beretta, and it served me well. Gun works great. I don't run it so great. Tube fed shotguns are like cats, you know. They're always hungry, and so it's like you know. And I'm sure you'd feel the same. You know, you're starting with a gun that has like 8 or 9 rounds in it. It's like by the time you pull the trigger the first time, you feel like the gun's like basically empty. It needs to be reloaded.
Right.
And so yeah, that's definitely a thing. So yeah. Only other thing, you know, I had a few other things on the thing here, but any interesting thoughts on the? Because I know we mentioned it earlier, just very briefly, but personal thoughts on the P320 stuff. If you want to get into
Ugh.
some gun drama,
Yeah, I've never been a Sig fan. Like, I don't know. They just never been. I've always just kind of been a Glock person. They work. They got a lower bore axis. I never really liked Sig, and then I hear all these problems, and not even just with the 320. I mean, I've heard a lot of problems with that, but the 321's definitely probably the worst. But I hear the quality control isn't great. I mean, it just seems like a lot of issues, and it's a shame. Everything that's gone down. And it's not just this most recent incident. Like I don't know. It's just scary walking around with people that have these things. I mean,
I mean,
there's too many stories for it to be a coincidence. There's
well,
too many.
I mean, when law enforcement departments first started moving to the Glocks, um, we had a lot of negligent discharges because they were going from like a 13-pound double action revolver or a
Oh, right.
heavy DASA pull like the early Smith and Wesson autos to like a 4.5 pound trigger, and then I'm sure you're familiar with the Blackhawk Serpa and the kind of
Eh.
disaster that is. Because yeah, when you try to go fast and you're trying to hit a button with the trigger finger as the gun's coming out of the holster,
Right.
oh my. And so yeah, so I can, that would be a really great meme combo. Get my 320 in my Serpa holster. And I know there's a few other designs that make use of that trigger finger to actuate your retention mechanism. But yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff. I really, I don't. Not to say I care to some, extent because like, hey, these are dangerous, or they seem to be more dangerous than certain other types because there's a lot of people having accidents or negligent instances with them, and but I haven't been the one in the weeds like I've got to prove to the world that this is the worst thing ever, or I've got a white knight for Sig because why would you do that unless they're paying you? But like I
Yeah.
said, if you want to pay me like big huge money, like I'm not immune to money. So if you guys
Quite a
see me
few
with a
people.
320 in like another month or two, you can assume what happened. Because yeah, I like money and I like shooting. So if they wanted to pay me to shoot one, I you know I'd probably do a lot of testing and whacking it with a hammer and stuff. But I don't know. I know people that shoot them, and I know people that shoot them pretty well. I know that most of the most vocal people about the whole thing, they're not shooting their guns even a quarter as much as you and I are doing in a year.
Yeah, that's something that bugs me about the firearm community, man. Everyone's an expert, but no one wants to put in the time. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, the ownership doesn't always necessarily equate being a user at all. But people are like, I've carried it, and so it's great. And it's like, yeah, but do you shoot it?
Not even that. It's they just copy what everyone else says on the internet. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
everyone rags on me using ETS mags. I got 66,000 rounds through those ETS mags. I think I would know if they work or not. Not you. Who doesn't own one because they're bad.
I'm
Or I get ragged on for Blazer because I run cheap ammo. That ammo
I think I told you I was like,
is
I'm not a big fan
insane.
of
Like
Blazer.
I smoke everyone with Blazer. It always goes off. It's consistent. It doesn't dirty my barrel up that much. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people just like ragging on stuff to rag on stuff.
Yeah. And hey, with the volume that you're shooting, buying Blazer versus like say like Magtech or like Federal American Eagle, you're probably saving enough over the course of the year on, that 5, 10, 15 bucks a case. You're probably saving enough to get like more cases of ammo, like plural, more than one.
Yeah, and like I'm tracking my ammo this year. I'm over 14,000 rounds this year so far. I'm only halfway through the year. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be over 28,000 rounds this season.
Yep. Yeah, it goes fast for us, man.
Hmm.
I'll like buying a case of ammo and it doesn't even last a month sometimes. Maybe a month, maybe a little
Yeah,
over a month, but usually not.
yeah, especially with what the matches we're doing. I mean, it's crazy. I probably 3,000 rounds a month for me. It's a lot.
Yep. I'm very patiently not necessarily, but I feel like I'm patiently awaiting getting into this new thing I'm going to be doing here soon and making some decent money, and I will be able to similar amounts of smoke and lead down range. And,
It's finding the time. That's the hard
somebody
part.
somebody ammo sponsor me, right?
Yeah. I might have a sponsorship in the works, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to say anything because it isn't done yet. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting a gun here soon and a T-shirt. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. Well, you are. I have to say, when I first started shooting matches, and I would go to some of these locals, and there would be dudes with like the gamer shorts and stuff, wearing jerseys, looking like they're sponsored,
Yep. Yep.
and then they didn't shoot like I thought they would,
The
considering they were
classic.
sponsored. And I'm just like, do you just work for that company and they kind of sponsor you because you're the only guy at that company that actually goes to matches and stuff? Or, there's definitely like a social aspect to it, I think, in some cases. It's
Yeah, it's
not
all
the
about
same. But yeah, like you know, watching you shoot, man, I'm like, dang, yo, like you're gonna give Jerry Mikulak a run for his money.
I don't know about that. Maybe now that he's older, but when he was in his prime, no one beats Papa Jerry.
Cool YouTube to check out. Dude, if you Levi, if you see this, and you want to come on and talk guns, dude, I'd love to talk guns with you. So there's this kid named Levi Perry, and I don't know if you're following him on YouTube. You got to go subscribe to him.
No, I'm gonna go check him out.
He is blazing fast. He
Yeah?
is gonna be the next Jerry Mikulak with revolvers.
Okay.
His reloads, man, and he just for the longest time he was just doing like a lot of like indoor range stuff, really fast reloads. I think he has the fastest AK reload on the internet. On one of
Wow.
his
Okay.
pages. Yeah, he's got some serious gun handling skills. Um, I've seen him shoot some stages and stuff on YouTube, and I think he can definitely work on some stuff. But that kid has a serious level of dedication, and it shows.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, I think he only had like somewhere around like where I'm at now, like 1,000 something subscribers when I started following him, because I saw him and I was like, holy crap, that's
yeah. Who is
fast.
this? Yeah.
And I'm like, is this Mikulak's kid? Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, kid's blazing fast with the freaking revolver, and I'm just like, yeah, bro, keep doing that. That's dope. And yeah, same thing, dude. When I saw your channel, I was like, whoa, like this dude's burning them down. Like, subscribed, yeah, like instantly. And I
I,
was surprised when you started commenting on my videos. I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's the guy that be burning it down. Like, oh crap. And
I like to look at other people's matches. I'm always looking for matches, and if
not
I
just that,
find one interesting, I'll ask.
dude, watching better shooters than you shoot is part of how you get better, right?
Mhm.
Recording yourself, watching yourself, watching better people shoot. And also, we know the thing that makes you the best, competition shooter is showing up for setup and ROing and volunteering, right?
That's right.
Because unless we keep doing that, you know, and bringing more people to the sport and showing them the way, right?
Yep.
There's a whole group of people in this country, and I don't want to get political at all, but there's a group of people in this country that like they're disgusted and appalled at the thing we've been nerding out here for the last hour and 20 minutes about, and it's like, what's y'all's problem? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Just let us. Yeah, and honestly, the community is like one of the best communities I've ever. I mean, It's amazing. Like I've shot with like 13-year-old girls, and I've shot with an 86-year-old grandma. And everybody's friendly, everybody's helpful. People have helped me out when I started, and I've given like a whole ammo can to someone so someone could finish a match. Like, it's just an amazing community. Everybody just wants to see you do a good job. And if you're struggling, you'll get help. If you don't know what to equipment or what to do, someone's always going to be there willing to help you. I mean, it's the shooting community is just one of the best communities. It's not toxic. It's really nice. You'll get your people here and there that are bad apples, but for the most part, as a whole, it's a good community. I haven't been to a match and just been like, well, I'm not going back there. They're jerks. Never.
I mean, I've definitely had experiences where people weren't the coolest people. But I have so many more stories about where, like, especially when I was new to being a training junkie, and I go to class and I see this person on the line, and I'm like, man, they're really slow and they're holding up the class, and like, I wonder what they're doing here, really. And then they turn out to be like someone that's like really deeply tied into the industry in like a really awesome way. And I find out more about them, and I'm like, whoa, like that's really crazy, right? And some of the people I've shared a line with when I didn't even know who the heck they were, and then after class at dinner, I'm like, "Have I seen you on YouTube?" And dude's like, it's more likely that you've heard my voice." And I'm like, "Nah, bro. I feel like I saw you on YouTube, and I described the video." And he's just like, "Oh yeah, that is one of the only like actual videos of me on YouTube doing a thing." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Whoa!" Like that's and meeting sponsored shooters that were willing to literally stay in a Ponco Via parking lot with me till 11 p.m. when the place closed at like 9. And because we just stood there talking about everything from life to gear to shooting and how to get better and everything in between. And they're just like, yeah, I'm just going back to the hotel across the parking lot, pick my brain. And I'm like, oh, I have all the questions, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, especially TacCon was amazing. Like the amount of really cool people I got to train with in the course of like that 3 day thing was really cool. Just getting little bites, little nuggets of so many different things, like doing like medical training with Killer Cows of Lone Star Medics, Gabe White of it's like I can't even remember his website and stuff, but yeah, if you don't know who Gabe White is, go find him and follow him because he's like the original tactical Timmy. People like Daryl Bulkey of Hardwired Tactical. I sat in on one of his seminars. I've trained with Massa Yub multiple times and will definitely do so again if I get the chance. He's not going to be around forever, and I did some live fire with him where I thought like this will probably not be the most engaging and stimulating thing, and oh man, I was wrong. I was
Hmm.
wrong, and that old man beat me bad. Of course, we're playing his
Wow.
game, but yeah, that people I know when he said some stuff when he was with Wilson Combat, like, oh, don't drop the slide on a 1911, meow, and everybody's like, oh, look at the FUD, and I'm just like, yo, that FUD will outshoot all of you because he outshot me like it was easy, and I'm running a dot, right, and he's shooting like a Beretta 92, like it's a select up one, but still, it's like dude's dude's very very competent, and the wealth of knowledge that some of the older people in the community have that is being passed on to like younger instructors, trainers, shooters. Like that's how this whole thing keeps rolling. Right? so that we don't like lose some of that institutional knowledge like it's happened like before in the past. But yeah, I'm very humbled and blessed, right, to have been a part of some of the training and some of the conversations and stuff I've been able to have with people, and it's an amazing journey. And and I can't get enough. I can't stop. Sometimes I feel like I can't even slow down enough to hit the targets.
Yeah, I know the
But
feeling.
yeah, I'm 100% sucked in. Can't imagine doing anything else really with my free time. Got my oldest is gonna be 9 soon. She has absolutely zero interest currently, but it's slowly
It
changing.
might change.
We're playing like zombies, kind of like Call of Duty Zombies on Roblox. It's like a knockoff of it. And she tells me, she goes, "Dad, this gun won't kill the zombies." And I'm like, "Oh, honey, that's the Car 98. That gun sucks." I was like, "Go to the wall over there and get the Thompson." I was like, "Yeah, that's the head popper." And she's like, "But," she's like, "Oh yeah, this works good." And I'm like, "Yes, this is my girl."
Nice.
And so, but yeah, very cool stuff. We do have 3 people in here watching right now. I'm surprised. So it was. Oh, there goes one. Bye. See you later. Have a good evening, I suppose. But yeah, if the 2 viewers that we have left have some questions, I don't know if you want to answer some questions or if you guys want to ask some questions. If you have any, oh, we got a third again. They came back. But yeah, if you guys have some questions you want to drop in the comments for either me or Fallen Steel, be happy to see if we can answer those for you, give you some opinions, or just tell you I am wrong. If you guys want to ask whatever you want to ask. Um, if not, while you guys are busy typing or thinking of stuff, take a minute to thank you, Mr. Fallen Steel, for coming on and talking with me. This is my first live stream, and had a really good time talking to you, man. It was awesome meeting you. The way we just, you were just walking the base, and I was just finished doing some painting, I think, and I'm walking back up to the Connex boxes, and I'm like, are you Fallen Steel on YouTube? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, Virginia Slim? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. You made it. And very cool, man. And so yeah, always cool to meet somebody that's got the same level of passion and enthusiasm. Maybe a touch of the tism, right? To sit on here and nerd out for like an hour and a half about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Later, Ken. Have a good one, bro.
See you, Ken.
But yeah, if you've got any supporters you want to thank or anything like that, I definitely would like to thank everybody at Origin Shooting, everybody at Ravenna Rifle and Pistol Club. Thank you for putting on great matches and always being a great group of people and stuff. And like Matt Landfair at Primary Secondary says, support those sources that you have found beneficial to you. Our stuff doesn't get shared on a really wide metric because of the YouTube
Yeah.
algorithm. So yeah, if you have anybody you want to plug, or if you just want to tell everybody Glocks rule and SIG suck,
I think the only thing I would say is just thank you to all the match directors and staff that help out, because without them, these matches don't happen, and I really appreciate the matches. Um, so thank your match director when you're at a match. Thank the staff RO. I'll give one shout out to a YouTuber who I think is a phenomenal shooter. I think he's the best shooter that I know. 42 ATK on YouTube. That dude is a monster. He's a good friend of mine, and I don't know anybody beating sponsored professionals like him who isn't sponsored. I mean, he's an absolute monster. Um, oh, I lost you there for a sec. Yeah, but yeah, I got to shoot with him in Long Island, and just watching him work was like, wow. He got first place in the shoot off. He got $3,000 check, huge check like this one. I got one too, but yeah. So
Cool. Very awesome.
yeah, but his was significantly more than mine. But
Yep.
yeah, yeah, 42 ATK. Check him out. He's a
42
monster. He's good.
ATK.
Yeah,
Cool.
all one. Yeah, 42 ATK. Yeah, he's very underrated shooter. But yeah, just the match directors. Yeah, thank you for all that you do, and the staff as well.
Yep. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. I'll just add. Thank you to John Murphy for putting up with me at my first class, and some of the other knuckleheads that were in there with me, and some of the other people like John Johnston and Annette Evans that told me you don't want anything to do with being a firearms instructor, and uh, and so I'm not really doing much instructing other than helping new shooters, which I guess is kind of instructing, and also thank you to people like Masayub, who were not just very formative for me, but encouraged me to go out, keep seeking training, keep seeking more education on all these topics, the whole defensive, gamut of everything, um, and especially also to Ken Bloxton at Origin Shooting for getting me to and pushing me to get out there and keep shooting and shoot faster and better and stuff because it's definitely up to my game for sure. But well, I think we've been going for an hour and a half. Nobody's left.
Yep.
We're just over. Oh, we're at 2 minutes now because it cut off. But
I'm seeing 91, 92.
okay, so yep, so yeah, we got a good hour and a half in, man. It's good chat. But
Yeah, nice
yeah,
chat.
awesome talking with you. Look forward to seeing you again really soon.
Yep.
Hopefully for Origin pistol or Origin low light.
Oh yeah.
The two gun. And when you can get down to Ravenna, man, it's gonna be a good time. We got some cool people down there, and I think you are gonna impress for sure. Make some impressions, and I have a feeling you'll definitely, if I'm just scraping the top 10 there, you'll probably bump me back down to 11.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome shooting with you, and look forward to seeing you again, man.
I appreciate you having me on, and yep, looking forward to seeing you again as well.
Yep. Yeah, most definitely. Maybe we'll do a slightly longer, or maybe not slightly longer, but maybe once I get the whole streaming thing sorted out, get a mic, maybe we can get on with a few other people and do some more tossing around of ideas and nerd out even harder on some of this fun stuff.
Yeah.
But yep, it is. Oh yeah, about 9:30. I do need to start getting ready for bed. Got to get up early for all the fun things in the
Yeah, but I got a match tomorrow too.
morning. Oh man, poor you. I feel bad. Well, have a good one. Be safe. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. I don't know if you saw that guy that at the USPSA match that shot himself in the leg on Reddit.
I did not see that.
Oh wow, yeah. So we'll have to talk about that, and maybe we'll talk about it on video. Or next time I see you, I'll send you the things via text or whatever. I got some screenshots and screen recorded video if the post is gone. But yeah, it was kind of a cluster on the RO's part, and of course the guy that shot himself, he kind of did mess up a little bit, but I talked to him a little bit on Reddit, and I was trying to get him on to talk about the incident because I think there's a lot we could learn there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though I think it was only his fourth match, sometimes people, they get in their head, and then their hands do dumb stuff, and stuff happens. Even really great shooters can DQ or have a moment where they just operator headspace where the brain just gets disconnected and the hands start doing dumb things. You know, not like that happens when we get hot, sweaty, tired, and fatigued.
Right.
Kind of stuff, right? But anyway, I'll let you get out of here, man. Have a good one. Be safe tomorrow, and yeah, knock them all down. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate
Yep.
it. Have a good one.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night.
Good night.